Yes! That means something big here. Double cork over. Ricky moves, skips the wall flip because he's going for pimp off the wall. Coming across. Big side summy over.
Looks like he had planned a little safety there. Nice Kong gainer.
What's going on? Bit of an unusual one today. Obviously I still can't train, my ankle is still bust up, and like I can still do a little bit. I went out and trained yesterday. I've got some clips. So today, what I thought would be really interesting is to show you guys some of my competition runs. So some of you may have seen me in competitions before, and that's how you've kind of found out about me, through Art of Motions, through NAPCs, through Nova City competitions, and it's something that I do really enjoy doing. So I thought today I would compile all of my competition runs together and have a chat about certain things that you might have missed, certain things that I do before, some successes and also some failures. The reason you're all here is for the bells. So the one that I'm going to show you guys first is my first ever parkour competition. So a little bit of backstory to this one. Tom Taylor used to live in Exeter and we used to train with him all the time, and he went to the Nova City event in, what year was this? 2017. And he went in 2016 and said, boys, we're going to get you together and we're going to go out for the 2017 one. So this was January the 9th, 2017, and this was my first ever parkour competition run. I've had gymnastics experience, so I started gymnastics when I was 2, and I went through and competed for like maybe 10 years of gymnastics competitions experience, but this was my first ever parkour competition. And you can tell that I was proper nervous about this one. This was the start. So this was my qualifying run for Nova City. Start of that Kong front. This swing gainer here, it was so hit and miss. And looking back, I probably shouldn't have done it, but the fact that I stuck it there, I think it was pretty much luck. Bit over on the 7 there. Bit of flow. And then a double cork to finish. Oh no, it wasn't finish. Swing cast. Should have finished on the double cork 100%. The swing cast didn't add anything to the skill set. Something just looking back on it straight away. The swing gainer was so hit and miss. It was like I'd do 10 of them and catch like 2. But I was so excited to be there. And for this one, I managed to qualify in 4th place. And that just like blew my mind. Because at the time there was like Zen, all of these super high level parkour athletes that I just look up to. And then to be able to qualify in 4th place. Like I was on the phone to my parents like, Mum, I've made it. We're in the finals. And my family was so stoked. But yeah, I'll show you my finals run. Yeah, here's the finals run. Oh, here's the side flip. Yeah, still sore. You can see here that the flow is non-existent, and I think that just comes with more competitive experience. I think what you can see here though is I do have like a general grasp of how to put a line together, and that's obviously only got better from time to time. Picking up chalk. Sweaty stands in parkour. You've heard it here first. And launch the blood. Well, that was dangerous. Should not have done that double back. Bloody hell, that was dangerous. But yeah, I don't know where I actually ended up finishing, and it was nowhere near as good as my qualifier run. Connections were awful. But yeah, that was my first ever finals, and kind of started it when it comes to competing. That was the first one. Kind of only went up from there, really. So then I managed to go and do one more Nova City competition after that. This one was super frustrating for me. This is my finals run. So for this competition here, I qualified in 1st place. So my qualifying run was really good and it went down really nice. And for my finals run, I had probably one of the best runs that I'd done at that time. I had it all planned out. The thing I neglected on this run was not to practice the connections and the basic moves in between each skill. So I practiced the side pre that you see at the start, and then I practiced the 720. And those things went really well, but I didn't practice just the A twist into the wall. And for some reason I thought, you know what, it'd be a good idea to do a double B. So you'll see here, the side flip down at the start, swing, spin up, hit back full. Like I practiced that a bunch and it went well. It was a bit scrappy on the landing, but it is what it is. And then a really clean 7. I wish I could do them like that now. Then here, should have just been a single, but I was in my head and I wanted to try a double. You can literally see me going, why have I done that? And then failed the 720 at the end because I was gone. That one was super hard for me to take because I felt like I could have done really well on that one. The thing is just competing. The more you compete, the better you get at it and the less things affect you like mid-run. And also I know now that I need to practice every little thing so that when I go to compete it's all locked in there and I don't really have to be thinking about what I'm doing so much. Right, next up we have Art of Motion. This here is my qualifying run from Art of Motion in 2017, so October 2017. This was, I think, this was the biggest competition for me at the time. What you're watching here is my on-sites. So we had 15 minutes, or maybe 20 minutes, to put together a qualifying run on some dusty, horrible boxes. And obviously at this time I was competing with like the likes of Bart, who won Art of Motion, Titarenko, Bench Cave, like literally idols, like, and I was competing against them. And that, like, the 15 minutes I just didn't use to my advantage because I was just stood around watching everyone. It was so strange. But here's my qualifying run. Beat us down. You've got Tim like up on the cliff behind videoing it for me. That running pre I found really difficult. And then finishing with a nice double cork. And landed well. And I was so stoked with that. They had to store a lot up with Tim and they were going crazy. Tim was going mental as well. Me and him just went over on a whim and just like, I wonder if we can do it and like get into the competition. I was more on like competing, Tim was on more just like seeing and meeting everyone. From that qualifying run, I then got into the main competition and that literally blew my mind. The announcers were reading out who got through and who didn't get through. The top 5 people got through, so out of the 20 people there, only 5 people got through. My name got called first, and oh my god, it was mental. Like, the funny thing is as well, I've got the clip, no one, like, only a few people clapped, because they were like, who is that?
From UK, representing Deep South, Edward Scott!
Yeah!
Edward Scott!
Come on!
Charles?
Yes!
What, man? It was so awkward, but like, that was a real start for me. I've spoken to so many people since then, and they were like, wow, my first time seeing you was like on Art of Motion, and I didn't know who you were. And then there you were, just competing on Art of Motion. And it was incredible. Giles came up to me and was like, you know now, like, Red Bull sort you out and you can go and stay in their famous hotels and stuff like that. I was like, this is incredible. And then I went on and competed on the main Santorini walls, which was an honour really. Like, I've been watching this competition for years and years before it and thinking one day I'll be able to compete there. And here we go. Double cork down to start with. Someone might see a bit of a trend coming on here.
Very nice double fold from him, coming down, do a worm back off that wall, again taking up just from his hands, a little cast off, coming down to a nice tiny precision, stepping through, getting pretty clean wall flip into a cart side.
Bit scrappy there.
Down onto that platform.
And then cool,
Nice little
bike
chicken
down.
line.
And you can just see the relief.
Stomping out that
Oh, I
Dom
was
Park.
so
Looks like Ed
stoked.
Scott.
I was just so happy. There's Dom as well.
DK
I was
and,
DK as well.
Nate
I was just so happy to be there.
I would say
Like,
no
I was just so
surprises,
happy to be there and like
but, of course,
competing with the people that I've been watching for so many years. Like, oh, it was incredible, actually incredible. The run was alright. It wasn't very good, if I'm being honest. Like, it wasn't anything compared to what people were doing that year. But yeah, I was just so happy to be there and got to meet so many people. So many fond memories of Santorini, so many fond memories. So that was in October, and then in January 2018, I finally won my first competition. I qualified in first place, so I knew I was doing something right. I then went and competed in the finals, and you can see how it went. I was stoked with that Kong to Castaway. Spin to gate was nice, roll was terrible. My first ever Carter competition as well. Went pretty well. Spin round. And to finish with the stomp and go crazy, Charlie comes running in, all the boys come running in. That was such a sick event. And yeah, that was the first Nova City competition that I won. And I was so gassed with it. Next up we've got Air Whip. Air Whip was a blast. It was so good. I got to properly hang out with some of the Stora guys, Jay from Brighton as well. There's a proper like UK lot there and it was amazing. So this was the first competition that I went to where the semis and the finals were at the same time. So I did my semi-final run, I went backstage for maybe 10-15 minutes and then I had to come straight back out and do my finals run. That was really like spooky to me because I wasn't able to prep anything before doing my finals run. So we were allowed to prep for a couple of hours, an hour before the competition, but then an hour before the competition they had to clean off the course. So I had to do everything for my semis and my finals run before the competition and then go and do my semi-final run, go backstage, cool off, warm back up, and then go out and do my finals run. And my finals run was by far the hardest run I've ever done. So that was really spooky to me. You might have noticed as well at the start of my runs, I do like a nice big deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I do that in my practice as well to try and make everything the same as practice, because I know in practice I'm safe and I can do it 100 times, and for 4 it doesn't really matter. In the competition I've only got one go. So if I can do everything in practice perfect, then when I go to do it in the finals, if I can put myself in that same mindset, then it does really help me to then go and compete.
But if anybody can do it,
it's a nice big deep breath in, really trying to calm myself down.
This is his routine.
So
nervous. Starting off with a nice court.
Start, a little bit of a pause, drop down.
Precision, down.
And here we go, my first ever souk full in competition. I landed it so well, I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. The live stream cuts out. You can see me just like, I'm so gassed. Up start, half turn, straddle front roll.
right there. Absolutely nailed it.
Webster off, round off 7. And that was it. I was so happy with that. So happy with that. Proud of my Jesse as well. Man, it was so sick. I don't think I could have done that run any better. That run got me second place at Air Whip. Christian Kowaleski won. His run was just way better thought out. Mine was just trying to do all my big tricks and it didn't really connect that well. The reason why that live stream cut out, and this is a cool story. The reason why that live stream cut out was because all of the UK people were behind the live stream stage. When I landed the souk full, they went absolutely mental. They were going so crazy that they were shaking the wires of the live stream in front of them. So the live stream was cutting out because they were going so crazy. Pretty sure I've got a clip as well of like them reacting as I did my skills. So gas. Air Whip was sick. Air Whip was so sick. For those of you who don't know, NAPC is a competition and it's split up into kind of 3 events for the style. This was what I think won me the competition, and this was my second round run. I was so gassed when I got there and spotted this side pre, and I knew no one else was doing it. Putting it in a run was a bit nerve-wracking. This run was slightly longer than my first run, and I think that helped. Gave the judges more to judge. Side flip, that was it. And then the double cork to finish. I just remember the room just going mental on this. Like everyone was so gassed. The people in the back, the people on the microphones were going crazy. The audience was going crazy. People like stood up and stuff. Oh man. That was unreal. Cool, the final one that I'm going to talk about is my Art of Motion 2021, which went well, didn't go amazing. Here's the show front. Watching back that at the end, I really thought the bar rolled, but it didn't. It was just I knocked the GoPro or something. It made it look like the bar rolled. But yeah, coming up into the side pre, and that's where it kind of went. It went down the pan, rolled up into the congainer. People have asked me, was this planned, like to do the side pre and then come back up? It was. I was meant to do the side pre to the wall, jump over to the rail and then Kong back. So I kind of got like a bit of a circle thing going. But yeah, I just slipped out on the side pre. It might have been because a bit of a dust on the floor, like the boat was pretty dusty, but I also just didn't put enough into the side pre. You can see from my angle that it was super leaning back. That was kind of the best situation really, where I kind of landed on it, fell on my bum, but also stayed up there, so then I could come round. If I'd have just bounced off to the other side, it would have cut my run a little bit short. It does now mean that I'm still hopefully invited to the next one, so yeah, hopefully you'll see me there. And that's it guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, thank you. I hope this video is a bit different. Hope it's enjoyable though, to kind of see my process behind stuff, see my competition runs, see why I did certain things. And I think now I'm only just getting better at putting lines together, and potentially this could be something that I'm willing to teach to other people and kind of help them out at other competitions and stuff. I'm working on doing something like that in the future, definitely. If you could like, comment, subscribe, that would be fantastic. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.